On final passage of HB 1D, the clerk will unlock the machine and the members will proceed to vote. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? The clerk...
Complete maniacs in there. Despite Democrats' protests, a new congressional map has cleared Florida's legislature, positioning Republicans to potentially gain 4 more seats in Congress. Joining us now is Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Governor, thanks so much for joining Fox and Friends.
Good morning. And, you know, that clip is really, unfortunately, emblematic of the modern-day Democrat Party, to just scream and yell and try to disrupt the proceedings just because you don't get your way. I mean, the reality is you know, we have thumped the Democrats in this state since I've been governor, and we control the chambers and obviously the governors. But this map is important because for 2 reasons. One, we actually had a racial gerrymander that the Supreme Court just said is unconstitutional. I knew that was going to happen, so we called the special session back in January for April because we figured the decision would come out. But the other thing is the Florida today is not the same Florida of 2020. We've netted 2 million people.
That's right.
We've had a massive change in demography, and so these lines are compact districts. If you look at the map, it's visually appealing. It's not like the Virginia one, but it does reflect the fact that we have had explosive growth in parts of our state.
Yeah, people are going to your state because of the conservative policies there. No state tax, that you can be safe there. This is what Hakeem Jeffries, the minority leader for Congress, had to say about the gerrymandering battle. Watch.
Democrats haven't lost the gerrymandering battle. We're winning it. And everybody understands that. Regardless of what they do in Florida, well, we'll continue to push back. So don't let any MAGA extremists fool you about what may ultimately result from this decision.
Governor, are they winning?
Well, I can tell you this. Last week, he threatened Florida and said that if somehow we went through with a map that, you know, we were going to have hell to pay, he was going to come down and we were going to pay the price somehow. And look, those threats may work when you're running a political machine in Brooklyn in your district.
Right.
Those threats do not work on me. And so we released the map on Monday. The legislature passed it on Wednesday. And that is that. And so, but this guy's a real piece of work because he thinks he can issue threats. He thinks that's the way people want to see. And a lot of people don't know who he is around the country. He's more left than Pelosi. Midterm elections are tough when you're the party in power. You always have to battle currents. But I will tell you, the more voters know that a vote for Democrats could be a vote to put Hakeem Jeffries in Speaker, that is going to help Republicans. So I've invited him down to Florida. I'll pay for his travel. We'll take him around the state. The more voters see of him, I think it's better for our Republican candidates.
Well, him and Pelosi, AOC, they love the vacation in Florida as much as they talk about Florida in a negative way.
Well, AOC was down here during COVID.
Exactly.
And when she was ripping Florida for being open, then they see her down in Miami Beach. And she wasn't the only lockdown politician then. We had a whole litany of them. We even made a T-shirt, almost like concert dates. Every time they'd be spotted in Florida, we'd add a new one to the back of the T-shirt.
Come one, come all. So speaking of that, Governor, a lot of people are leaving these liberal states because of the high taxes. They just can't take it. The crime and the high taxes is why people are coming to Florida, coming to my home state of Texas as well. This Seattle mayor made this disturbing comment. She almost just straight out laughed at the people leaving her area. Here she is.
I think the claims that millionaires are going to leave our state are like super overblown, and if you know the ones that leave, like bye.
So, Governor, it's something interesting that is really happening with these politicians. It's like, you know, they're not changing their policy, and now they're making fun of their tax base leaving their area.
Well, I always tell people, because I'll be like, oh, man, you Florida, you guys, you did this, you did that. Man, how we want other states to be like you. How'd you do it? And look, we've done a lot. We've led on a lot, and I'm proud of that. But, you know, I also have a cheat code here. All I got to do is look to New York, Illinois, California, Washington State, and then just do the opposite of what they're doing. And that works out very, very well. And so, yes, they've repelled a lot of people from their states. Florida has been one of the places, of course, for refuge. And I think we've had more adjusted gross income move into the state of Florida since I've been governor than has ever moved into any state in America in the history of the country, even adjusted for inflation. And then you look at guys like Ken Griffin moved his company
That's
down.
right.
There's jobs, increases the tax base, all that. But I will tell you this, Lawrence, the amount of philanthropy we've seen. I mean, he's probably given hundreds of millions of dollars, probably more.
They never talk
and they
about
moved the
that.
philanthropy down to Florida. They never talk about it, but I will tell you, I see him giving $50 million like every week to something down in Florida. So that's something that they are scaring away. And then you see what Mandami did in New York to try to go after. Like, people see this, they notice it. So yes, we've had a good, I think, a good policy approach. But man, these other states and jurisdictions, they're really helping us.
Well, Governor, you've done a great job, and your term is coming to an end, and we look forward to seeing what's next. We really appreciate you coming on Fox and Friends.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.